So here's the real deal. A lot of people don't realize that their intuition is getting stronger. They simply feel like they are just sensitive. Empathy is way more stronger of a gift than people give it, credit for. I think people need to realize that they are just tapping into their intuition. I am the Fairyist. We're going to tap into 5 signs that your intuition is becoming stronger. So welcome in. So here's the thing. A lot of people feel like when their intuition pops up in their life, it's like this big ass psychic, like a big ass psychic event. No. You cannot even be further from the truth, my love. Intuition is a muscle, the muscle within our sacral space. Okay? They say our stomach is a second brain. Get into it. Our intuition becomes stronger over time. It becomes stronger the more that you use it, the more that you notice it, the more that you exercise it and take action to actually strengthen that muscle. Intuition to me is having discernment, being conscious of your surroundings, and so much more. So get into these 5 signs, okay? Sign number 1, that your intuition is becoming stronger. You begin to notice energy shifts so quick, okay? You walk into a room, you notice that people was just talking about you. You walk into a room, somebody was just arguing. You walk into a room, you just know that love was poured into that room before you got there. That is definitely a sign. You notice the shift around you, through people. You can see how people are not even being honest with you. You can notice that shift when somebody isn't being honest with you. And then another example I feel like too that kind of falls in the line of this is that you begin to become aware of how you feel around certain people. Like when you leave somebody hanging out, do you feel drained, or do you feel like, oh my gosh, I just have so much love energy around me, or do you feel like, oh my god, I'm so tired, I have a headache, I need to go home, I need to go find something to eat? Okay, so you notice that the energy shifts quickly around you. You start beginning to sense things without anybody saying anything to you. You start to notice that the energy around you is shifting quickly, and you get intuition reads energy before your mind processes the words for it, is pretty much what that is giving. So let's get into sign number 2. Sign number 2 that your intuition is becoming stronger. Your body reacts to situations. Our body is always aware that something ain't right before we are, whether we are aware of it or not. And sometimes it can show up as like physical ailments, all right? Especially when you get around other people. Like if you get around other people, me personally, I'm clairsentient. So if I'm like around somebody, and this might be too deep for y'all, but if I'm around somebody and like they have like aches and pains, let's say like their hand, my hand will start cramping up. But sign number 2, your body begins to react to certain situations. Intuition can show up physically, whether we are aware of it or not. Let's say, for example, your stomach drops when something isn't right, or when something isn't off, or it's that pit that you get like when you sense like the fear is coming up. That's typically a sign of like fear and discomfort that, something ain't right. Another sign is just like a sudden calmness that comes over your body when you know you're making the right decision. You know what I'm saying? Example, you didn't want to really go out to an event with some friends, like you just was not feeling the event, you're not feeling your outfit, and then you just get the vibe of like, I'm not in it, I'm not gonna go. And so you tell people you're not gonna go, and they're just like, oh, it's cool, like you can get up with this next time. And you just feel that that beautiful sense of calmness. I'm an introvert, so I relate to this obviously, but you just get that calmness, and that's how you know you made the best decision for you. You put yourself on a higher timeline. It's a beautiful thing. And then another example I definitely feel would be like, of course, chills and goosebumps when you're hearing the truth. That's another example. You know how you get goosebumps when something just resonates, or you just putting 2 to 2 together and you just start to get goosebumps, or when you are hearing somebody talk, when you're hearing the truth and you just know like, I'm getting goosebumps. That's some real shit. All right, sign number 3. Sign number 3 that your intuition is becoming stronger. You start seeing through people faster. You can start seeing through their BS. You can start picking up when somebody is telling a lie. You can recognize manipulation through somebody like 3 steps before they try to pull the okey doke on you or somebody that's close to you. You begin to start to see red flags in people based on situations and cycles that you've been in before in your life. Again, that kind of correlates with intuition is a muscle that needs to be strengthened. It's not something that just pops up at you. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, and then another sign that you're starting to see through people faster, for example, is noticing when somebody's words and their energies do not match. They got all that talk and no action. You know what I'm saying? And then, and something like that to me personally, I feel like it kind of goes into you just being an observer while around people too, if that makes sense. That's kind of like one of those examples of like your intuition and your discernment growing stronger over time. But yeah, let's get into sign number 4. Sign number 4, you just need more quiet time to yourself. You need time to sit back, to observe, to reflect, to get down deep into your inner soul. You're ready to do the shadow work is really what this format is like laying out for you, and you don't even recognize it. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. But a sign that your intuition is becoming more prominent is that you are just getting this overwashing feeling to just like be alone, like needing more time alone, wanting and finding yourself wanting to protect your peace, scope out people from a different view. And you, in order to do that, you need to be by yourself, not really wanting to hang out in large crowds of people anymore, or at least not as randomly or as frequently as you did before. It's like when you are aware that you have to be around a lot of people, even if it's like a small get together, you just have to make sure that you are putting yourself first, whether it's physically, mentally, spiritually, with work, with whatever you got going on. And then also seeing if you want to even be around those people, because you just have this big idea like, yo, it's time for me to protect my energy. So yes, sign number 4 that your intuition is becoming stronger is that you're finding yourself wanting more alone time with yourself. Your intuition grows stronger when your mind has space to listen to it. Okay, you ain't got no but outside influences trying to sway your decisions, even as little as getting something to eat. You ever have friends that you be around and you say, hey, I want to get me a cheeseburger, and they're like, oh, why you want a cheeseburger? Why don't you come with us to get ribs? Like, we're about to get ribs. And then you're like, no, I'm cool. And then they're just like, oh no, but the ribs got a deal, da 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 da, it's a sale. It's just like, no, I said I want a burger. Old me probably would have been like, all right, yo, let's just go get the ribs. But now you're throwing up because the ribs ain't cooked all the way through. You have to have that time to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I go in sometimes, but it really be real life scenarios. You know what I'm saying? So let's get into number 5. Sign number 5 that your intuition is becoming stronger. You get the random I knew it moments, the random light bulb moments, the random, and it doesn't feel like a spark, it doesn't feel heavy, it's just like a really calm, subtle I know. And this could go hand in hand with, like, for example, thinking about somebody and then you're just like, oh, they're probably going to call me or something, and then they just call you out of nowhere. That is one sign. That's how you know your intuition is becoming stronger. Synchronicities like that are having this deep nudge feeling that something just isn't going to work out. You don't know why. You don't even know where the thought came from, and you even try to like brush it off, but just knowing like, yeah, this ain't gonna work out for me based on all of the alignments or symbolism or synchronized experiences you're experiencing before a situation pop up. You either know if it's gonna go right or if it's gonna go wrong based on the events throughout the day, for example. Make sense? And then, just feeling guided towards a certain decision is also another sign. You just feel that push to like, I feel like I need to do this, and it just doesn't leave your heart space. It doesn't leave your body. You just have to like release it. That's another sign that your intuition is growing stronger, right? Ooh, I feel like I said so much, but I hope I said enough, But yeah, your intuition isn't something that is outside of you. It is definitely something that is within you. It's so easy to get swept up in your day-to-day life, being in everyone else's business. You got social media, you got celebrities, you got the world just going crazy ham right now. And it's easy to get swept up in other people's shit, and it's also, easy to get swept up in somebody else's energies and start experiencing their karmic cycle. So you really do have to work on your intuition, and that starts with working on yourself and working on your discernment and working on trusting yourself. That's what we're working on ourselves to do. Trust ourselves, to not let anyone sway us. People can call it stubborn, people can call it self-centeredism. It is what it is. At the end of the day, ain't nobody walking in your shoes but you. So fix your intuition if you haven't started today. Okay? Know yourself. Of course, my laptop would die. They said, wrap it up. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for tapping in with me today. I hope that I said all that I could say in this video. Those were my 5 signs on how to know if your intuition is becoming stronger. Stay safe. Love on yourself. Love on the people around you. Disappear from people who ain't right in the head. Feel free to like this video. Let me know any ideas or any experiences that you guys went through to affirm that your intuition was spot on. Let me know your stories in the comments below. I'm definitely open and interested to chat with you guys and learn more about anybody else's experiences. And yeah, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you're feeling well, and I will talk to you guys later. Peace.
Girl, okay, first of all, Yasha, if I gotta tell you you are accurate one more time, girl, I'm just gonna gag myself because you are always so accurate.